Okay, let's analyze how C++ could be used to read data from an external data file. I have a source file here, and when I execute this source file, it's going to ask me to buy a number of books, and it's going to ask me if I want to buy movies, and it's going to loop around over and over again here until I enter the number 3. Number 3 will indicate that I want to exit, and it's then going to tell me how much money I owe. So we could run this program and interact with it, but look, there are no CN statements. Where we expected to find CN statements, console input coming from the keyboard, where we expect to find CN statements, we have this word in file. So what's up with that? The word in file is being used here as a variable name. Instead of numbooks, I just chose the name in file for this special kind of variable. You see, in file is called a file pointer. A file pointer. It's pointing my source file, my CPP file, to a file named data.txt. And this file, data.txt, it is assumed, has been created and saved on this computer's hard drive, and specifically to its desktop. Let's check that out. Ignore what you just saw. There is no file on my desktop named data.txt, so I have to go create it first. I'm going to use the program Notepad, which comes on all Windows computers for free. It's a nice, lean text editor. It doesn't have the overhead of Microsoft Word with all that fancy stuff. I'm just going to type a 1 there, meaning that I want to buy books. I'm going to type a 3, meaning that I want to buy 3 books. And I'm going to type another 3, that means I want to exit. With just those 3 numbers and 3 separate lines, I'm going to save this Notepad file to my desktop with the name data.txt. Do not add an extra .txt here. Notepad automatically adds txt when it saves files. So by saving that file and closing it, in fact, I now have the data somewhere external to my program. So that data file is called an external data file. When I run this program, I will not have to type anything into the keyboard. Because of the use of infile here instead of cin, the program will automatically first look at that external data file, and it will look for the first number that it finds there, which if you remember is a 1. I'm sorry, right here. When it first encounters the word in file, it finds the 1. That 1 gets plugged in for menu choice, and then that means that this is true. And then it's going to look for the next number that's in that data file, which I seem to remember was a 3. And because 3 is between 0 and less than 10, 3 will be added to my running total number of books. And then just trust me, this loop goes around again. But because the next number that's read into the program as menu choice, the next number, if you remember, was another 3. Because this is false, it'll skip down to this else if, and that's false because menu choice is 3 and not 2. And it will skip down to here, and then we hit the Boolean flag variable user wants to exit. We flip it to true, and therefore the next time around the loop this becomes false, and we exit out of the loop, and we come down here, and we compute that if you bought 3 books times $9 per book, the subtotal ends up being 27 bucks. And we bought no movies this time, so 27 added into the grand total means that I owe 27 bucks. So all of that, similar to former assignments in this course, and maybe the current outstanding assignment that you might have, all of that just works, and we owe 27 bucks. But all of that hinges on the fact that the data being read into this program from this external data file was in place and accepted. By the way, this data file, because it's stored on my desktop and because the university network people tell me that I have to log in as this username, and they give me a storage area called users, this is just stuff that has to be there. You can look that up or ask me. You would not have to memorize it for any future exam, but that just has to be the way it is. And by the way, the data type for this special file pointer variable is called ifstream, input file stream. Stream is a stream of information that flows from one point to another. The data is going from the data file named data.txt, and it's flowing into this source file as a stream of information. To use a file pointer variable, you have to do the special include fstream up at the top of your program. The F stands for file, and of course stream stands for stream of information. Oh, this helps me understand now IOStream. IOStream is a stream of information that goes from input-output. Your default input device is CIN, console input, which is your keyboard, and your default output device is your monitor, typically, your console output device. So anyway, let's run the program and see if it works correctly. So I run the program, and it just happens. I didn't have to type anything in. It's pretty cool. All the data came in from this data file, and it did its computation, and it tells me now I owe 27 bucks. Less work for the fingers, and in a lot of industry situations, we get data from files like this and not from a human being typing into a keyboard.